literally like zero clients for the whole 3 years or even more than that. But what drove me, like, it was super simple. I had no option. It's like do or die. And I got my like three clients last week. Like two of them were in the same day. That was like huge for me. And the sales script that you have in the program, they were like the biggest ones for me, to be honest.
All right, what's going on, guys? I'm here with my man Abe today. Abe, how you doing, bro? You want to give a quick introduction?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic, man. How are you doing? So basically, like I was working in the space for about 3 years till now, like 3 years and 2 months, somewhere along the line, and I got my like three clients last week. Like two of them were in the same day. That was like huge for me. That was really like a cool thing to do. But yeah, the past 3 years, I was basically like working on the agency and getting like full time job like so many times, like getting in the job and then save up some money, put it in the agency, and quit the job. And then after that, like I repeat the same process because I run out of money. So that was the main thing, and it wasn't that good story to tell, like because it was super hard for me. But I'm super glad like I didn't quit or anything like that. Especially like last job I had, it was 2 months ago. So I was gonna quit at this time because I was working for about 13 years at 13 hours a day, okay, and I sleep 9 hours, so that is 22 hours. That is like putting in the job and sleeping and all of that. So it was super hard, but yeah, I'm glad that I didn't quit because if I did quit, like I wasn't gonna be in this call right now or in the program. So I'm super glad for that.
Yeah, man, that's amazing, and that's a really interesting story, very cool story. That's inspiring for a lot of people. Even me, I didn't realize that you were trying it over three. It was over 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years, and like it was basically I started like the first month was December 2022. So I met super many people, like so many people that quit. Like they were with me in the journey and they quit, and I like started. I kept doing what I do, and so many people like told me, okay, don't do that. Like try something else or anything. Like people like there are people like were with me like from first year, and in like 6 months or so when they call me or text me and they find like that I do the same thing, they get like that's weird. So you're doing the same thing and you're not getting results. So what an idiot guy or something like this from their perspective. But yeah, I'm super glad for that I didn't quit.
I mean, what made you like? What drove you? I'm curious. Like over 3 years of not seeing, because you said you didn't get any clients in 3 years, right?
Yeah,
Like what
that's
drove
was
you?
simple. Yeah, literally like zero clients for the whole 3 years or even more than that. But what drove me, like it was super simple. I had no option. Like I had no other option than that. So it's like do or die. It's like if I didn't do it, I was gonna like still live the whole like the bad life that I lived all these like the 3 years. So I had no option. Like the other option would be like I get a job and I live a life that I don't like and I do things like it was there's no option like overall. That is the main point.
So you kind of had like almost putting your back against the wall and are like, all right, I have to make this work, like no matter what it takes, basically.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's I'm not going if it took me like 5 years, 10 years, and I didn't get any results in those 5, 10 years, and after that I make the money I want, like I do whatever I want, and all of that, all these things that I want, actually I have them. Fair enough for me. Basically, like even if it took like 10 years, but it took like 3 years, so that's a good thing to happen.
Yeah, 100%, man. So let's talk about then, because obviously 3 years, big jump, and then now what, you signed three clients in 3 days, you said?
Yeah, that was like I wouldn't if someone told me that like I wouldn't even like believe him or trust anything like that. It's basically like 3 years without any clients and closing my first two clients at the same day. Like it was literally the two sales calls that I had this day. It was January the 6th. Okay, I closed those two people, and in like 2 or 3 days after that, I closed the third one. So it's like it's you know that the people they tell you like you're working without any results for so many years, and then you make the money really quick, or it gets like it's like this, and boom, it's like this. So it's super like strange and rare to happen, I think. But that was really cool thing for me, like to give me the ability to see that okay, awesome, I'm in the right direction, and it's a good lesson for me, to be honest. Like it's a really good lesson.
I'm sure, and that's kind of what I've noticed is like when it takes off, even for me, when it takes off, it just takes off like all of a sudden. But it's not the thing is it looks like it's all of a sudden, but it's all the time and all of the learning, all the skills that you've already built up to pass in your case 3 years, right? And then there's kind of we're just pouring fuel on the fire, so to speak.
Yeah.
So how long have you been? It's was it 2 weeks or so, Abe, that we've been working together. You've been in the inner circle 2 weeks or so. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, yeah, it's about 2.5 weeks, something like that. So I joined like about at the three last days of the year of 2025, something like this. And after that, like awesome, after 3 years, in the first week, like after that, the first week I did cold calling. I booked 12 calls at this week, okay? Instead of like I last month I did like 11 calls like the whole month. So that was a big change for me because the cold calling script that you have in the sales script that you have in the program, they were like the biggest ones for me, to be honest. Like it's literally you use these words, you do this thing, and you put the volume, you get the results. Like you don't have to do anything. You don't have like to. Yeah, there is like tonality and all of that stuff, but the most important thing is like the script that you have and the consistency that you have. Those are the main things. And honestly, like there is a big thing for you, like for us, like in the program, that when anyone asks any question, like you do two things. Like you get like you respond to that with a record as soon as possible, or even the second thing, which is the biggest for me, which is basically if someone asks any question, you go and do like the module or the video about this thing specifically. Like this was a good thing. Like I didn't see anyone does this thing before, so that was a really cool thing. Like that was helping us like in the program so much.
And you're talking about just to clarify the when you do have a question of going and building out like a module in school because I just started for you guys watching I started building out a it's gonna be like 20, 30, 40ish hours of like training modules in a school just for the guys in the inner circle and that's kind of what you're talking about basically when you have a question going and like building like a module for that specific question.
Yeah, that was it. Like it's that was the case. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's something I just recently started doing, but I'm glad to hear that it's helping out because definitely putting a lot of time into this and helping you guys out. I guess Abe, I know like a lot of there's gonna be a lot of beginners watching this who are probably in a similar situation where they're maybe struggling to get clients. I guess like what would you say to someone who's like either they're like on the fence of like they're thinking about quitting or they're like does this agency thing even work? Because there's a lot of people that think that like you went 3 years, which is longer than most people, longer than me, that maybe I could have done. What would you say to someone who's like struggling to get their first client, maybe doesn't know what to do, and it's just kind of in like the cycle, like you kind of mentioned?
The most important thing is there are two things. The first one is have the real deep desire or the real reason that let you like okay, awesome, I want to make it work. So and don't change. Like it's some people are saying like okay, awesome, if it doesn't change, I'm gonna like if it doesn't work, I'm gonna change it or anything like that. But if you didn't change it, it's gonna work. Like there's no option. Like it's if you're doing the work and you stick with it for a long time, even if it took like 5 years, 10 years, it's gonna work eventually. Like it's there's no other option. And the second thing is like to put the imperfect action because at the beginning I was procrastinating super much like so many times. So what I learned at the in like recently is to put the imperfect action so I don't actually plan or anything like that or put the details that okay, I'm gonna do this, then that. I'm not gonna do that anymore. Like it's basically I'm gonna start and do it and then make it work and then make it better. So that is the whole thing. Like I started the content for the agency for about like 3 months ago or something like this. So I was basically doing videos that were horrible. Like I wasn't gonna watch these videos, okay? But it wasn't about that. It was basically about making the video. Okay, it's even if I mumble or I stumble or anything like that, or I say a word that I don't want to say or anything like that. But the main important thing is, or the most important thing is basically to create the video, or to do the 100 calls or 200 calls or anything like that. And that was a really good thing because I was doing like 200 calls every day or anything along the line. Okay, but most people like they do 50 calls or 100 calls a day, and that's not enough from my perspective, even because I'm from a third world country, so my English isn't the first language for me, so I have to do more, or more than what the American or the guy in the UK or anything like that does, because basically I they have more leverage than me. So I have like, if they make 100 calls a day, I have to do like 200, 300 calls a day. So that this is the most important thing, to put the work, to do the action or the imperfect action specifically.
Yeah, dude, that's such a good such a good mindset behind that. I know there's a lot of people who go and make excuses, whether it's with their time, where they're from, like their age and stuff like that, and they that stops them from going out and doing the work. Like I have guys reach out where they're like, hey, like I don't think my script is working. It's like, oh, how many calls did you do with it? They're, oh, I did 15. Um, it's like, bro, go do 20x that, and you have like you're a perfect example of it, of like just consistency and volume and just like imperfect action. Like that's such a good like just rule to live by in general, I guess. With the inner circle and with like working together as well, did you was there any like, maybe there wasn't, was there any like mindset kind of shifts for you? Because I know you've been doing it a while, maybe nothing like catastrophic or like massive, but I mean, was there anything else, like the non-tangible stuff of even just like being around other guys, like with the accountability, or like would you say any of that had any impact on you kind of the quick success?
Yeah, to be clear, like the biggest fit thing for me was it. I was thinking about 10K is a big thing. It's not the end goal, but it's a big thing. Okay, that was the way I think. But when I joined, like when I saw some people like getting results, making closing deals and getting clients and all of that, I'm thinking now, like I'm thinking as like 10K is, it's super bad, like it's so low number, and I'm feeling now like, okay, I make 10K. I'm not making it right now, but I feel the way, or I have the feeling that I make it because of the people. There's so many people in the community that are getting results, that I was thinking about, okay, so who are the people that are not getting the results? Like, it's, I see literally everyone is getting results, or even like some people are getting consistent results. So it was huge for me, and I was the biggest one is like to have like those people in the community, and we're sharing the wins every day. And like, so like it's the most channel that gets me or send me the notification. It's the wins. It's super huge. Like, it's super easy to make like the 10K a month or 20 or even more than that. But let's say 10K because I'm not there yet. But that was the biggest change, or the mind change, or the game changing for me. The way I changed my perspective and my mindset and my character as well. Like I treat myself now as I make the 10K. So in the past, like, okay, awesome, I'm trying to do something and I want to make 10K, but right now, like, I feel like I make it. So I treat myself this way, and that's why like it's really good, like to say no to things and say yes to other things, because you see you treat yourself in another level. And there was some like the mindset module that you have in the group. Like, it was, I watched so many videos on YouTube, like for so many people about mindset and all of that stuff. But the things that you talked about in the group, like they were really like strange, or they, I didn't listen to them, or I didn't hear them before. Especially like the way you treat your hour days, like the dollar task. Okay, this thing, like it's the first time I hear that, and it changed like the way I see the tasks that I put in the business. Like, if it's cold calling or even like changing something in the website or anything like that, it's you literally, you give every task $1 to, or you actually, yeah, you give it $1 to see like if it's high level or high leverage or low leverage. So that was a really cool thing. to hear about.
Well, I'm glad that, yeah, I mean, you're getting a lot of value from the mindset because that's a huge part of it as well. Of just number one, the wins channel. Every time I see someone in there, even me, I see guys winning in there every day. It's like, all right, I got to step it up. I got to go sign some clients today. You know what I mean? And then also with like yeah, just like assigning what Abe's talking about is one of the modules I have, the mindset modules, is like assigning a dollar amount to every task or giving yourself a dollar amount every hour and like assigning it to specific tasks. So you're focusing on those highest leverage tasks basically. And it just kind of helps you, like what you're saying, just like you focus, it kind of helps you eliminate a lot of the kind of garbage stuff that you used to do and kind of procrastinate, and you just focus on the stuff that's gonna move the business forward as much as possible. Basically what you're saying.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. And I guess something I'm also curious about Ib, because I know on YouTube, like I don't hold back a ton. Like I put a lot on YouTube, and I know a lot of people they watch YouTube and they're like, dude, this is like everything. So I guess for you, I mean, what do you see compared like just my free YouTube to then the stuff like the modules, the stuff in the inner circle? I mean, do you see a difference in there? Or talk to me about that, because that's a common question I get.
That's cool. So I find like the YouTube specifically, it has super much value. Okay, honestly, but the community, it has the best thing with the community is you talk to these specific persons. So it's super simple. Like it's in YouTube, you're talking to so many people, but in the community, you're talking to specific people. So it's more like detailed to us. So that's the main thing. And like the way we okay when we ask about something and you make a video about this thing, so this is like from the most huge things in the community. This is powerful. Like I watched so many people in communities and what they do, what they didn't do, or all of that stuff. But what you did, like I didn't see anyone in retrospect that does this thing. So that is the most important thing that I see from my perspective.
I appreciate that, bro. That means a lot. I guess what was the kind of thing that we'll wrap it up soon. What was the thing that I guess after like watching like a bunch of YouTube videos, being in communities and stuff, I mean, what made you feel like, all right, like I wanna jump in this. I think now is the time that I want to invest in myself and work with Noah and like take that leap, because it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do, especially when you're not bringing in, like you haven't signed any clients yet, right? So it's an uncomfortable position. I guess what made you want to put yourself in that position in the first place 2.5 weeks ago?
Yeah, the main thing is you're not at 100K or 200K per month. Like you're closer to us between or in like comparison with like somebody like does 200K or anything like that. So it's gonna be super easy to manage all these people. So it was like it's gonna be personal between me and you. Like I can ask you even in the private chat like about anything and you respond really quick. So that is the most important thing that made me like take the decision, and the valuable content that you put out there, because most people like they put out the lifestyle content and all of that stuff, they don't have value to give. Okay, but your free content, it's like their paid content. So that was the really big thing to do. And when I contacted with you, when I connected with you, you were a really good guy. Like you wanted to help me specifically. Okay, so that was the main thing that made me okay, awesome. So it's not just about making money. So you want to help people. So that was the main thing, the biggest thing.
Amazing. Well, dude, I really appreciate that, because I know a lot of people in the beginning stages, especially you don't have like it's not a comfortable thing to go and invest in yourself, and it never will be. And I guess with that being said, like kind of last thing, there are a lot of people like watching who are gonna always like try. Oh, I want to go try it myself. Maybe they have been trying it themselves, and it's either maybe it hasn't been working as quick as they would want it to, or that they would like it to. I guess what would you say to someone, or maybe they do want to join, they do want to get some mentorship, but they're not really sure if it's a good investment. Maybe they think they can just go do it themselves. I guess what would you tell someone who is on the fence, who is in your position where you haven't really maybe gotten any clients, or maybe it's like pretty slow, not consistent? What would you say to someone who's hesitant about like investing in themselves?
Yeah, that's cool because I was thinking about that like when I joined, because most people you're gonna ask them this question, they're gonna say, okay, awesome, invest your money, invest in yourself, pay this, pay that. But from my perspective, it's super like it's super rare for someone to feel what I feel right now before paying the money, but they have to. Like it's basically like if I didn't pay you the money and join the group, the community, I wasn't gonna feel what I feel right now. So it's there is no way to feel or to be 100% sure that you're gonna get the value before hopping on or like take the action or take the action of paying and getting in the group. But to be honest, like if they actually, if, worst case scenario from my perspective, they're gonna pay the money and they're gonna like get out of this community with like different mindset, different like skill set, different resources specifically, and all of that stuff. So it's the ROI there. People are going to see like I saw the ROI from like 2 or 3 days after 2 or 3 days of joining. So it's there is from my perspective it's hard to tell people okay go pay that guy and they pay it, but they have to be like okay awesome, I'm willing to take that action, I'm willing to take the risk. And they believe that what they say, like they believe right now what I say about okay you're not going to feel that you're 100% sure before paying the money and getting in the community. But like genuinely speaking, it's I'm 100% sure like from because I'm in this position right now. Like if someone paid you the money, they're gonna have the ROI from like before the week before like in just a week, it's they're gonna have the ROI. So I don't have anything to say about that other than like they're not gonna feel it until they pay.
Yeah, and I think that's for me even with when the first mentorship I invested in, it's like you never think you need it and then you're in there and it's like, all right, now I have a different level of urgency. I
Yeah,
think that's a big thing of how you move so quick and how you're killing it. And it kind of I guess last thing, Abe, talk to me about your like your vision. Like what's your goals now? You just signed your first 3 clients and within 3 days, what is like the next what is we just started 2026. What does 2026 look like for you? I'm sure you got big goals, man.
that's interesting. Yeah. So because the first call you asked me about my goal, I told you like 30K per month by the end of 2026. I was thinking like a week ago about this thing, and I saw like, okay, so maybe by the end of Q1, I'm gonna be making like 10K super easy, like even before Q1 ends, and the 30K I'm gonna be making it before June maybe. Like it's I'm 99% sure about that I can make it by the end of it's 100% sure I'm gonna make it, but 99% of that I'm gonna make it before June ends. It's before Q2 ends. So that was really interesting for me because I wasn't realizing the easy or the simplest way of making money. Like I was saying, okay, 30K per month by the end of 2026, but in 6 months, 30K per month, it's super easy. It's easy. Like I wouldn't say something like that, but yeah, it's we can see.
Amazing, man, dude. It's crazy how just how much you've changed your mindset, and now like I think you becoming you're the person who's capable of who's already making 10, 20, 30, 50K a month. You pretty much like reframed your entire mindset even just within the past like 2.5 weeks, which is amazing to see. So I'm sure you guys won't be seeing this is not the end. The last time you're gonna see Abe. I'm sure I'll do
Yeah,
another interview with him when he's at 10K, 20K, 100K a month within
super. Yeah,
within 12 months or
super
so.
interesting. Yeah, it's like super cool for me to. Okay, after 3 years, I'm gonna make like 30K per month in just 6 months after joining your community. That's huge. Like this is when I think about this thing, like it blew my mind.
And it goes to show of like a lot of people in your shoes wouldn't even have been in this situation because they would have quit 2.5 years ago, right? But you actually stuck with it. You continue to
Yeah,
build the skills, and then again, when it takes off, it takes off.
that's right.
But hey, I appreciate your time, brother. It was awesome to connect with you. There's gonna be a ton more wins from you soon. And yeah, I hope people watching this, you guys got inspired by Abe's story. I was inspired listening to that because I didn't have a story where I tried it for 3 years, but this is incredible, right? So it just goes to show
Yeah,
if you
if
can
they
just take,
join like
go ahead.
yeah, if they join like they're gonna see like the upcoming months how can I like make the money and like 10K, 20K, 30K, even 50, 100K. So yeah, if they join, they're gonna see themselves.
Amazing, man. No better place to be. All right. Well, I appreciate your time, Abe, and chat with you soon, bro. Let's keep killing it.
Thanks, man.
Peace.
Appreciate it.
Amazing,
Peace.
bro.